Now that we have a general overview of teams and understand the spaces that we're working in, we're going to dig a little bit deeper about what we can do in each of our teams. One of the main features that will be useful as a classroom teacher is the ability to create posts. So remember, underneath every single channel, you have the option to create a post by the tab up top. Think about a post as some information you want to provide to your class, whether it's a reminder, an announcement, or if you're looking to start a conversation thread. So to create a post, just decide which channel you want that post to be in. For instance, if it's something to do with photography, I would go and create a post in my photography channel. And the reason that I want to make sure I know what channel I'm posting it in is because I want the post to relate to the topic. If I put it in the correct channel, it's going to make it much easier for our class to stay organized and know where to go to locate information. So let's look at the two different types of posts that you can create. This first one here that you're seeing is a general conversation post. It gives you a little title and it gives you some information. You can notice that I've formatted with some bold, some underlining, and I've been able to highlight some text as well. It gives the students a place that they can now click in and reply for when they are ready to start a dialogue. This one up top here looks a little bit different. This is considered an announcement, and announcements are designed to be big and bold and to grab your students' attention. So this might be good if it's a reminder or there's some important information you want to get to them. You can do both of these the exact same way and start the same way. So anytime you want to create a new post, you're going to make sure you're on your Posts tab, scroll down to the bottom of the feed and click in the field where it says Start a New Conversation. You can begin by just typing in, maybe I want a reminder for students to bring in homework. If you would like to format your text a little bit, click on the A with the pen, and this is going to bring you some formatting tools. So keep things clear and put a subject in, and that's always going to be a little bit bolder. You'll have your general formatting tools here. You'll have some highlighter colors. You can change your font color, and you can also change the size. If you need a bulleted list, you can do so here. A couple of things to note up top is you can control who replies to each post. So if you want everybody to be able to reply, by default, that is what is going to be selected, meaning all of your students will be able to click on the reply and type something in there. If you are looking for only yourself and your other team owners to be able to reply, just toggle your selection off and make it you and moderators can reply. So when you select that, that's going to limit who's going to be able to type in that response. If you would like to post this in multiple channels, that's an option too. This is a nice feature for those of you who might have multiple teams, maybe for different periods that you teach. So when you click on post in multiple channels, you're going to notice up top it puts the to field in, almost like an email. So it's asking you who does this go to. When you click on the Select Channels button, it's going to open up a box that's going to show you a list of all of the different teams that you are in, and you can open and close them to scroll through quicker. When you find the team that you would like to post it in, you could toggle open that arrow, and it's going to show you a list of all of the different channels that are in there. So if you want to post this same conversation or post to several different channels in several different teams, you would just scroll through and pick which ones you wanted. Once you click update, you're going to notice that these channels are now in the to field. So when I click the send button, that will post it in all of those channels. So now I don't need to go into each of those teams and post the same message because it will go there automatically. A few other features you might notice is you do have the ability to add emojis or GIFs. These can be turned off in settings if you don't want these options, and we'll get into that a little bit more later. If you are all finished with this, you can click on the send button. and that will create the post. You will see that my conversation has been posted here. If at any point you decide you want to delete or edit this, you can do so by hovering over your post and clicking on the three dots. And you can either decide to go and edit it, which will open up that post for you, and it will give you your editing options, so you can go in and you could add more. And when you're done, you will hit the check mark, and that will automatically accept those changes. If you wanted to delete this post, you could do so by clicking on the icon again for the three dots and clicking delete. When I click that edit button again, though, this is going to allow me to change this from a conversation to an announcement. So you'll see the difference here. Remember, an announcement is this big, bold visual. So it's going to give me a headline that I can type in, and it's going to also allow me to put in a little picture to go along with that. So if I click choose an illustration, there'll be built-in pictures that you can choose from based on general topics or classes you might teach. So pick something that you feel like might relate to what you're doing, and when you click the done button, that will post it in there. So now I've changed this from a typical post or a conversation, which looks like this, to an announcement that looks like this. Once I'm all done, I will scroll down and hit the check button, and that will then post it. One feature that might be helpful to know is the ability to save different posts. There might be a pretty important post that you need to follow up on, or you want to go back to at a later date. But sometimes our feed might get really long, and it might get tough to go back and find the specific post you're looking for or conversation. So to save our message, we can click on the three dots again and click on the little bookmark icon that says save this message. This message is now saved. If you ever want to find those messages that you saved, you can do so by clicking on your profile picture and clicking on the bookmark saved item. This will then give you a list of all of the different messages that you've saved to make it easier to go back through things that you might need. In the next video, we will continue looking further into some other things that we can do within Teams, like working with files and creating assignments.